or 6 mile run along the lake. As Brian Field described, as grand as any lake in Switzerland or Minnesota. Earlier I mentioned the muckhu or black pig. What has a black pig got to do with the railway? Well, about 550 AD, Columcille prophesied that the black pig would run through the hills of Donegal, blowing smoke from its nose. This, we believe, was the steam train. In 1891, Balfour visited Donegal and received a great reception in Glenties, unlike other places, and promised them a railway line from Ballybofey to Glenties, a distance of 26 miles at a cost of £250,000. Work began immediately. Men with their picks, shovels, donkeys and carts. Work done was first class, and especially the stone bridges. They worked from 7 in the morning to 6 in the evening at first, and later from 8 in the morning to 6, and had one break from 12:30 to 1, and drank your tea from a bottle and a sock to keep it warm, or if you worked near a house you could get it warm there. By June the 3rd, 1895, all was ready for opening, and at 1 p.m. the first steam train landed in Fintown heading for Glenties. Thousands lined the roads and all very excited, except the farmers, whose stock ran to the top of the mountains. They were so scared. The whole Fin Valley area was now opened up to the outer world. You could go to Glenties, Ballybofey, Derry, Belfast and even Dublin. Here in Fintown you had a station master and 4 porters, all kept very busy loading and unloading goods. It was particularly busy on the Harvest Fair Day in Glenties, the 12th of September, and every other fair day as well. Some of the steam engines on the line were Columcille, Drumbo, Lydia. The IRA were strong here in the 1920s and lifted the lines on numerous occasions, especially if there were British soldiers or black and tans on board, but there was no loss of life. Workers were afraid that they would lose their jobs. The line closed for a few months in 1921. By now, steam became very expensive, and diesel rail cars were built in the late 1920s. This diesel rail car, number 18, on loan from Foyle Valley in Derry, was built in 1940 and ran here for a few months in 1943. At the moment, there are 5 rail cars in the British Isles. This one in Fintown, 1 in Derry, 1 in Cultra, and 2 in the Isle of Man. In 1992, a local group got together here in Fintown to plan the reopening of the line, a line that was surveyed by Foyle Valley engineers, and they said everything was perfect. On the 3rd of June 1995, 100 years to the day after the first opening, Fintown Railway was reopened with 3 tram cars and a loco from Lord O'Neill in Northern Ireland. The opening was performed by Isabel McLoone, whose father was station master and had to emigrate to Scotland when the line closed in the late 40s. Brian Friel became our first president. Brian's mother hailed from Glenties. To quote Brian, "What will be on offer will be a unique railway journey along a lake as grand as any in Switzerland or Minnesota. More than 20,000 people visit the railway each year. We've had good media coverage from Radio na Gaeltachta, Highland Radio, TG Cahar, BBC, RTE and UTV. Fintown Railway has been a great asset to the area." The parish of Fintown is a small part of the Inniskeel parish, with a population of roughly 500 people. Gaelic is spoken here daily. We have 1 national school in the parish with 65 pupils, 1 secondary all-Irish school, College to Coololu, named after Mick McGinley from Glenswilly. This year we've had an extension to the school at a cost of €3.2 million. Students come from all over the Gaeltacht at large to the school. The population of the parish is increasing by degrees. During the 50s and 60s and 70s, many families emigrated to Great Britain and America. But at the moment, the young people are settling down and marrying in the area. Jobs are not too plentiful in the Gaeltacht Lough here, and a lot of them work in the towns such as Glenties, Dunlow, Ballybofey and Letterkenny. The lake you see here is Lough Fin. Lough Fin is 3 miles long by a half a mile wide. It got its name from Fintown, who was drowned here trying to save her brother Fargowan that was being chased by a wild pig. The backdrop of the lake consists of three mountains: Scrigbug, Scrigwar and Atla. In the lake there are dwarf char. There are only two lakes in Ireland with dwarf char, Lough Fin here and another lake in Kerry. The main road to Glanties runs parallel with the railway. Glanties is 9 miles away and was the first winner of the Tidy Towns in 1958. Every year they hold a festival, the McGill Festival, in honour of Patrick McGill, who became known as the Navy poet. The line has been extended by a half a mile to the head of the lake, and at the moment a community pitch is being developed there for all games for all children. Earlier we mentioned St. Columkill. Columkill was born in Garton, which is the next parish. He prophesied many unusual things. We've already mentioned the black pig blowing steam from its nose. Secondly, he said that no salmon would enter Lough Fin. Thirdly, there would be a shop at every corner. Fourthly, that you would not know summer from winter. And last of all, that you would not know a man from a woman. Columkill died in 597 in Iona and is buried in Downpatrick along with St. Bridget and St. Patrick. I hope you enjoyed yourself on this 10-kilometre run. Thank you very much for coming. Tell your friends if you've enjoyed it, and if you didn't, stay very quiet please. Sinna bhfuil páirde, tá súlagam gur baint of salt as an toras seo ar an bhuacú nó ar an train, agus tá súlagam go bheic me sibh ar ais a rís go máil na finne gan bhfuil gur maiid.